In today's video, I've got a kick-ass pull workout coming at you guys, designed by my man, Aaron Sanchez. Aaron is a former client of mine turned fit pro. We're gonna be sharing complete footage of this entire training session and providing insights into the program design as well as our experiences, how we're feeling throughout this program, how we're handling the volume, how our intensity, the effort that we're putting forth towards each and every set. You guys, I think, are gonna find a lot of value in this shared experience here. Really looking forward to hearing your thoughts and insights down in the comment section below. So we kick this workout off with a neutral grip pull down, a type of machine that I have never used before with variable resistance profile. So you could adjust it to low, medium, or high. We went with the medium profile there. So it's kind of, I guess, would you say the typical kind of feel for most part, or just more tougher in the middle?
Yeah, just
range?
Right there in the middle range is where you kind of feel it, and then the middle and end range, and then it kind of loosens up once you go back at the starting position, so up here. And
it felt different. Like when I came down to the bottom, the full contraction there, I was like, this is different. This is more challenging at the bottom than I was expecting it to be. So we did 3 sets here.
3 sets there with the rest, ended with a rest pause set there to kind of challenge the lengthened position for your lats.
Yeah, it was awesome. So we started off, first set was what, 5 to 9 repetitions?
Yeah, 5 to 9, then we went up to 10 to 15 and ended third set with 12 to 15.
So really, it's a different, than I usually pick a rep range, say it's 8 to 12 repetitions, just keep it for all 3 sets. So this was a fun experience for me, starting with like a challenging load to begin with, and then back off, and then I think you back off just a little bit more, but throw in that intensity technique at the end there. So on paper, again, it was 3 sets. I'm like, oh my God, like 3 sets of pull downs is going to be a challenge for me, but I'm used to kind of sticking in the same rep range, but it's a different vibe to it to back off a little bit there. Not that backing off makes it any easier on you. It's challenging. We're crushing every single set there, but for some reason, you're just able to do it more when you go a little bit lighter.
Absolutely.
So after that, we did the 3 sets there. We moved on to the seated row machine, which again had the variable resistance curve there. And we stuck with the mid-range.
Yeah, the mid and actually the end range.
Okay, that's right. So that was the difference. Aaron did his first set. And it's funny because he had the 25-pound plate on the end range and the 345s in the mid-range. And I just thought that 25-pound was on a separate rack. I didn't realize the variable resistance. So I took that off for my first set and put it in the middle, and it totally changes the feel of the movement there. So put it back down on the bottom for my next set. Actually, we backed off again. So we did 2 sets there. First was 5 to 9 reps, and then the second was another back off set. But we didn't throw in any intensity technique on that. We just reduced the weight and did like 10 to 15 repetitions there. Really, again, another fun feel. And again, for me, like, when I changed that resistance curve, when I had all the weight in the middle there, when I went to grab it, it just felt so different. I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to even move this at first, but it's interesting to work with equipment like that because you get to kind of expose yourself to where you might be weak in certain ranges.
Definitely.
But I think it's a great tool to use to break through training plateaus, I would imagine, especially if you have a weak point that's holding you back from pushing a certain amount of weight. You can build upon that. Any insights on that for yourself, those?
I love that prime row machine because of the resistance profile and the articulating handles. Mm-hmm. So you can play around with your hand positioning to get the best feel. And for me, it's always usually with a kind of slightly neutral grip that allows me to really drive my chest in and just really focus on my back. So it's a great machine.
Amen to that. And the great thing is we got to use that same machine for the next exercise, which was more of a high row, working more of the upper back muscles there, rear delts a bit as well there. And we did the same thing, just 2 sets there, 5 to 9 repetitions for the first set. 10 to 15 after that. Again, no advanced technique. What I really like about this, again, so many people get stuck on the idea of 3 sets of this, 3 sets of that. But doing 2 sets of the low row, 2 sets of high row, like you can do 2 sets. Like don't get stuck in doing 3.
And also too, with the one heavier set and then kind of a back off set, the back off set isn't any easier, but sometimes in my mind, it just allows me to focus. Like, I know I'm going to be pushing the weight a little bit more in that first set, lighten the load in the second set, and it kind of allows me to focus maybe more on technique or really pushing past the discomfort, because working in higher rep ranges, it's more mental than it is physical.
No doubt about it, because the fatigue kicks in.
Yeah.
Oftentimes people stop in that higher rep range because it's just unbearable. But the weight is light enough where if you mentally flip that switch in your mind, you can keep going and work with that full range. I think I even made a comment to you, like really seeing you're really contracting the upper back muscles fully at the end there. Just the lighter weight can really help with that full range of motion there. So
Absolutely.
that kick, but yeah, great experience with both those. And moving on to 2 sets of chin-ups there. Body weight there, just as many reps as possible. And once again, just 2 sets. We don't have to throw in 3 sets. And by just sticking with the 2 sets, we're able to getting a variety of exercises to challenge our body in a different way. And I asked you the purpose of the program design, because I'm never sure. Some people will program chin-ups in for biceps. Biceps get a little more involvement, but your purpose of that was just work your back with.
Just work your back, and I love pull-ups. I always want to keep those in to work on that body weight strength.
Yeah, there is something about pull-ups. A lot of people have a goal like doing more and more pull-ups, but it's amazing. I do see some people talking smack around pull-ups. They're just not the most effective exercise for building your back. Better off just kind of bracing yourself with other different machine work and everything. We had a great conversation about that while we're training there. Sure, there's going to be some exercises that might be better than others, but it's great to work in a variety throughout there. You keep the most effective exercises for you, for the bulk of your programming throughout the year, but you work in all these different exercises. And if there's exercises you enjoy, like the chin-up, keep it in there, and you get to keep progressing on it over time. That was a lot of fun. Again, chin-ups, especially later in the workout. A lot of people program chin-ups in the beginning because it is a challenge and they want to have their full strength for that. But there's a lot of benefit to incorporating it like midway through a workout or towards the end of a workout as well.
Yeah, I think it is interesting because I'm in a fatigued state, and I almost think for me, I use it as a better gauge for how I'm progressing strength-wise, because I'm already fatigued from doing 3 other pulling exercises. So I'm technically working suboptimally there for the chin-ups. But if I can increase there, I know overall, if I were to throw them as an A-series workout, that I should be able to dominate.
100%. Great point there for sure. Moving on to the straight arm pull down. I call it a straight arm pull down. You call it a pull over. That's the thing with in our industry. There's so many different terminology for all the different movements. I call it straight arm rope pull down. I love it later in a workout because you can really feel that stretch in the lats, especially the stretch position there. Here we did 3 sets, straight sets, no intensity techniques in there. 8 to 12 reps was the goal. I think I went too light on that first set, but I still just, as soon as I knew, I grabbed that weight and I did a couple reps on it. This is going to be too light. I just slowed it down, and I just slowed down, controlled the movement, ended up performing just a little bit more than that, and then cranked it up for the next couple of sets. But that's a fantastic exercise. I don't think people incorporate enough for the back.
Yeah. It's something that I haven't used all too much, and I can really feel it. It's almost like a recovery tool for me too, kind of then switching into biceps, but I'm getting that blood flow. I really like finishing with that move. Yeah.
It's a focused movement. Some people may feel it in their triceps a little bit more if they're going too heavy, but really just trying to focus on those lats. And if you're focusing on that stretch and controlling it right through, I just find it freaking awesome. So from there, we moved on to rear delts. We did the reverse machine fly for the rear delts there. And we did we just do 2 sets there? Did we?
Yeah, just 2 sets.
Just 2 sets. we're with a lot of, again, showing that you can work in a lot of variety. We were not spent at this point in those 2 sets of the rear delt flies. We did, again, the
kind of heavy, then a back off set. Yeah.
Felt really good again. We were having another conversation about that. Some people don't think that machine works the rear delts. I think it works more like the upper back or Terry's muscles and stuff. But we were both like, after the first set, our rear delts were like pumped and blown right up. So just a freaking fantastic movement. And again, I love incorporating rear delts towards the end of an exercise, the workout as well. From there, we moved on to biceps, the easy bar curl on the cable set up there. And for that, we just did 2 sets.
Yeah, 2 sets.
And a same protocol again, going a little bit heavier, and then a back offset there. I had a tough after that first set, I gave it everything I got. It was tough. I reduced the weight for my second set, and I still only got 10 repetitions. It felt light at first. I'm like, I'm going to slow this one down. And by the 10th, I'm like, ooh, that was a mistake, slowing it down a bit at the beginning. But again, we're just giving our best effort for each one. It's probably my favorite exercise for the biceps.
I used to not like the easy bar curl with the cable, and then I had to start playing, and each cable stack is a little bit different. Once I kind of figured out my distance, I really I could just concentrate on the biceps. Whereas sometimes when I use the easy bar, the curl, the bar, it just doesn't work with my wrists for some reason. Like, because it's more fixed on the easy bar with the curl machine, I'm able to kind of articulate them a little bit more.
Just the way it pivots, the bar pivots on there. It's not so locked.
Yeah, I feel like it just feels better overall.
It's my favorite. It's the best pump. I gravitate more towards that than the barbell with the easy bar there for sure. So again, 2 sets there, crushing it with the back off set as a second set. Then we moved on to the preacher curl machine it had the fat grips on it, which was really freaking awesome. We just did 1 set there, but it was a rest pause set. That was nasty. Like, after watching you do it and getting the wicked pump there, I'm like, I'm in trouble. Like, this is because again, like, at my biceps, after all that back work, my biceps already felt pretty. Like, I have a feeling my biceps are going to cramp up tonight from today's workout. So just 2 sets of the easy bar curls got me. I'm like, this is going to be tough. And it was.
yeah, definitely. I like to use 1 set, sometimes with an intensifier, because at that point in the workout, you're a little bit more spent. It's also mentally easier to get up for. You know, like, I've got this 1 set, take a little break, crush it to end it. It's just easier than seeing like 2 or even 3 sets.
Yeah, it's so much better than like the way you break it up there. Again, we're talking about so many people just programming 3 sets all the time. You can do 2 sets. You can also do 1 set. So instead of doing just 3 sets of easy bar curl, here we get 2 sets of the easy bar cable curl and 1 set of the preacher curl. So you're challenging your muscles in a little bit different way, and you don't need more sets of each one, especially when you're doing a rest pause like that with the preacher curl there. It's just so many fun ways to look at your programming, to incorporate the variety in your training, have fun, and kind of get outside of your comfort zone, get out of your own head. I find so many people are closed-minded when it comes to certain program design. So this is why it's always great to train with another partner, because you get different little perspectives. Both him and I are always learning from so many different sources, and we working ourselves and see what works best for us. So it's great to kind of pool our minds together and experiencing it together like we did today.
Yeah, definitely.
Then finishing off with the shrugs. I'm used to using a machine. That's the first time I've done a barbell shrug in a while. It didn't feel too bad. It was definitely different. But yeah, and again, just 2 sets there.
Yep.
Heavier set in the beginning and a back off set at the end. I love incorporating traps on back day. Some kind of shrug, whether it's a vertical shrug like that with the bar, or like a prone shrug. I love some sort of shrug and a back workout. It's great. It's interesting how I always used to incorporate it on a shoulder workout. I never know why traps was always a part of shoulder day, when it really takes up a good part of your back muscles there. But that was a fun way to finish things off, and so different from how I program. So like in comparison here, how I'd be training recently, I picked like basically 1 vertical pulling movement, 1 horizontal pulling movement, a shrug, and a rear delt. And I'd do 3 sets of each, and I'd crush each of those sets. So on paper, it probably looks like a lot less volume. I would say that's why I was worried about seeing all the exercises and that we're doing here. But like before we even got to the shrugs, you're looking like we're not spent. Like, we didn't walk out of the gym exhausted, like running to the ground yet. You can see we crushed every set.
Yeah.
We didn't, but I think the way you design it with the back off sets there makes it easier to crush every set at the same time. So
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, obviously, you know that over the past few years, I've been training with very low volume, super high intensity, really pushing every set to failure, definitely within maybe just leaving one in the tank. And I just thought like, I wanted to change. I just
Yeah.
wanted to see what happens.
And tell me about your goals right now too, because you're looking like on paper, you are trying to ramp up the volume now. Like you want to, both of us over 40 right now, trying to maximize, like make the most, squeeze out every last bit of muscle gains that we possibly can. So you're figuring like volume is the way to go, is kind of the way to do it right now.
Again, because I'd been training with such low volume, I kind of went with the mindset if I continue to do the same thing, I'm going to get the same results. And at this stage in the game, I just wanted to say, why not? Like, why not push volume, see how I recover, push calories, let's try to eke out some muscle gain. And, you know, it's been a fun experiment, and just a learning experience as well.
Definitely. I think that's the big part is like when you're looking, how you measure volume has such a huge impact on the workout itself. And again, like looking on paper, it looks like two completely different training volumes between how I'm training now and how you're training. But when you add it all up at the end and you look at the exercise selection and how you're executing the sets with the back off sets and only doing 2 sets of certain exercises, I think there's certain ways. It's really opened my mind, honestly, to how you can structure workouts in a way that allows you to do more volume without beating yourself down. And yeah, I think that's the beauty of just having like 1 set for some exercises, 2 sets for some exercises really allows you to get that extra volume in without beating your body down. So
Yeah, absolutely.
dude, like kudos to you, my man, for this kind of design. It just it's great to see your evolution and seeing you applying everything that you've learned through all your experience and everything that you're taking in from different coaches and from your own training over the years is just freaking awesome. So this was a blast. We're going to be having a leg workout coming out in a couple of days as well. We'll record that, share our insights into that training as well. The program, I'm a little bit, honestly, I'm really nervous about the leg workout. I haven't trained with that kind of volume in a while when it comes to legs. But again, maybe it'll surprise me with how he's structuring the training if I can handle that kind of volume based on how Aaron has designed it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this conversation here, the footage from our training here. Great gym, Olympus Athletic Club there. I picked myself up a shirt as well. Really love the studio there. Great atmosphere, good hardcore training atmosphere. Some big bros in there training, which is always great for enthusiasm and some camaraderie and everything as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this footage. If you did, please do us a favor and smash that thumbs up button. I'd really appreciate it. If you want to see more videos like this, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that alert button so you're notified each time I upload a video. If you know a fellow bro who would benefit from today's video and may want to follow a training program like this or learn from how you can design a structured program like this, do them a favor and share it with them. Before you go, I'd love to hear from you down in the comment section below. Share your thoughts, share your insights on today's workout here. Share your feedback. Let us know what you're thinking. And before you go, don't forget to download your free guide, Lose Fat, Get Jacked. Have yourself an amazing day. Catch you in the next video.